story of my life. It starts with feeling lonely, then the thoughts of suicide. Sitting alone in this empty room, I cry, waiting for an angel to visit in the night. I pray and I pray, but the demons don't subside. I wake up in the morning, see my life through my new eyes. The vision is clear, I'm making all things right. Tighten the screws, cause last night I almost died. I'll see you in the morning, I'll say to you, come on, let's talk, just me and you. Something's going on, there's pain inside. Figure it out, we'll take the time. I'll see you in the morning.
There you go.
Come on, let's talk, just me and you. Something's going.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is your favorite day of the week.
Freaky Friday.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Favorite day of the week. A lot of y'all don't even go to work on this day. Y'all take off. Thursday's the last day of the week. But anyway, let's get the party started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the party started. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some news. Not a lot. Just a little bit of news. Not too much. Just a little bit. 20-something years later, we might get to solve the Tupac assassination.
So I hear.
20-something years later, they went and raided Keefe D's house because they think, well, he actually said in 2018 that he had involvement in the shooting.
And who is Keefe D?
Keefe D is an ex-Crip gang member from Compton.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and he was friends with the NWA, Eazy-E. Yes, he is a gang member. I don't know if he's still one, but I'm just gonna say ex-gang member because he's old now. I don't think he's crippin' anymore.
Yeah, now he's crippled.
Right. He's suffering from cancer now. And I guess, he said, okay, I'm dying. Might as well just get all my bad secrets out. And in 2018, he confessed that he had involvement with the shooting.
Okay.
But he said that his nephew, Orlando Anderson, is the one. Well, Orlando Anderson is now dead now. He's passed away. He was the one that actually shot the gun and killed, or should I say assassinated? I should say killed Tupac on that night.
Might as well blame the guy that's already dead, right?
Well, when he was alive, they were already saying that he did when he was alive. But I guess the FBI, whatever, who was investigating the case, didn't look too far into it. But yeah. But Keefe D is still alive. So they went and they raided his house. I don't know if they found some documents or whatever. He put some on the computer. But he did do an interview of Vlad. I think it was Vlad. Was it Vlad? No, it wasn't Vlad. It was somebody else. Was it Vlad? Either way, he did an interview with a couple of YouTuber content creators, podcasters, whatever you want to call them, talking about his case or the situation with Tupac. And I think he probably said a little bit too much because now the police on his ass. Yeah.
I heard they were raiding somebody's house. I didn't know who it was. I don't know any of that stuff.
They were raiding his I want to say ex-wife's house. I don't know what either way, yeah, ex-wife's house. Maybe he left some documents and stuff there at his ex-wife's house. I don't know. Anyway, that's what but they were looking for Keefe D. So I don't know if they got him in that, but they're looking for Keefe D. I don't know.
I'm riding white and nerdy, so I don't know any of this stuff.
Oh, don't worry. I don't look too deep into gangsters and all that. I didn't know who he was either. I didn't look him up myself.
No, I know who Kiki D is. I don't know who Keefe D is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just found out who he was today. I'm like, who is he? I mean, I saw him on like YouTube a couple times, and in fact, I was like, let me check and see who this dude is. Ask Crip.
I actually thought that Tupac was still alive because it seemed like every month he was getting a new song.
Where is his music coming from?
He's coming from the grave.
They claim he had a whole long library of stuff that was unreleased. So I don't know. I think he might still be alive. Hey, they say Elvis is still alive too. Elvis is hiding somewhere. Maybe, I don't know.
Elvis, Tupac, they're hanging out somewhere.
Marilyn Monroe. Hey, they might be all chilling in Bahamas. Who knows? Looking at us looking crazy. Like, leave us alone. Let us die in peace.
Just as long as they're not on Epstein Island.
Could you imagine, man? Like, damn, I'm trying to be dead. Leave me alone.
Leave me be.
Right, leave me alone. Look, eventually I'm gonna find out I'm still alive. Leave me alone.
Alrighty then.
Man. So we got that. We got that story. I hope that we do get that case solved. Hope we do. He was a great artist, great entertainer. He was definitely making a lot of moves, and he was making a huge name for himself in a very short period of time. And I'm sure, and look, if we solve this case, I'm sure the Biggie case would be next. Because yeah. You solve that, the big case be solved too. I'm pretty sure it will be. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, now this one is a little bit sensitive. A little bit. It's wild, it's crazy, it actually brings some of what Dennis Rodman said to light, and it's true. Dennis Rodman came out maybe a couple weeks ago, and said that some of your favorite NBA players might be living a life in the closet. Ladies and gentlemen, NBA player. well, I don't know if he's ex yet. I don't know if he's still trying to come back in the league or not, but I know he's playing overseas. Superman, Dwight Howard. You might know him. You know, he was the one that won the slam dunk contest with the Superman came from his back.
Right.
Orlando Magic, played for the Los Angeles Lakers. Who else did he play for? Can't think of what else he played for, but
that's not the guy that that's not the guy that played with the Rockets at one time, is it?
Yes, he did. He played for the Rockets too. There you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's why you always have to have a good brother behind you.
I don't even know anything about basketball, so.
But you knew that.
I didn't know that. So, only because I was from Houston.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, some news came out on Dwight Howard. Now, Dwight Howard has had a past of some of his sexual escapades and what he likes, and he likes transgenders, from what I'm hearing. He is now being sued by one of them due to a sexual assault. I guess they had a wild threesome. Something didn't go right with one of the sexual moves the transgender was doing to him, and he pushed it or punched it or something to it. So now he is being sued for sexual assault.
Now I'm gonna have to pour bleach in my brain to get that image out. That's the last thing I needed.
Now there's a full story of what was said and done and all that through text message that was released. I'm not going to talk about what was in the text messages and the pictures and stuff that was shown. And well, let me put it like this: there was a lot said through text and pictures that were released. Yeah, so you can go look for yourself. Go look up Dwight Howard being sued for sexual assault. You can find out what was said, what was done, and maybe you can look at the pictures if you want to.
This is one cat that's not that curious. Now, which one of the basketball players has the kid that's transgender? The one that moved out of Florida?
Dwayne Wade. Yes.
Dwayne Wade. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't, a little funny.
I've heard that he had some wild sex parties, and him and Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Yeah. Hollywood
Jane.
is very weird. Hollywood is very weird. They do a lot of nasty, weird things and do a lot of drugs. And yes, they do. They do.
You know, I'm gonna tell you something. With all this strikes going on with the actors and the writers and all that, watch what I say. These film companies are going to start using AI and going to replace all of it. There won't be any more actors. There are not going to be any more writers.
Nope.
It's all going to be AI generated. Watch what I say.
I believe you. I believe it. I believe it.
I mean, anybody that's making as much money as they are and they whine and cry that they're not getting enough.
You can't be replaced.
Hey, I'll act. I don't care. I ain't no Brad Pitt, but I mean, I can memorize a few lines, you know.
There you go, right? Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, one more for us. Jason Aldean, country singer, very talented singer, very talented artist. CMT canceled, got rid of his song. Because they said it was racist.
Racial undertone.
Was racist. Ladies and gentlemen, there was nothing racist about the song. Nothing racist about the song. He brought to attention what we're doing to America, what's been going on in America. And he said that the shit that we do, that if we've got away with, can't happen in a small town.
No. I promise you, it won't happen in a small town.
No. That stuff that you saw during George Floyd and all the other stuff would not happen in a small town. That shit would be shut down quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Because
there's nothing wrong with protesting. You can protest.
Hey, that's fine.
But if you start tearing up stuff, setting stuff on fire, closing up cities and all that, then there's a problem. You've done way too much. That's beyond protesting.
Yep.
And that's what Jason Aldean let us know. He said that the protesting went out of hand. There were cocktails thrown, people burning flags, people getting carjacked, police getting spit in the face, all type of stuff. That right there would never happen in a small town. And he's right. It wouldn't. You're not gonna get away with spitting the police officer's face. You're not gonna get away with throwing cocktails at Target and Walmart.
Now, see, most of your liberals are going to live in the big city, so they'll let that stuff happen there. But then you come out to the suburbs, you got like the town I live in. Most of the people here are conservative. You're going to see American flags out in the front yard, Texas flag. I can't tell you how many Trump flags I see going up and down some of these roads.
Yep,
and then you got some. I do too. You got folks that they have put their life into their business. So you got these little mom and pop shops around town. They ain't gonna put up with somebody burning up their place.
Right.
And the communities around here are pretty tight knit. You have a lot of civic pride, you know.
Right.
The community comes together. I mean, like when we have our Christmas celebration and the lighting of the Christmas tree at City Hall and you know, all that, man, the place is just filled with people from the community. They watch out for each other.
I hear that. That's how it should be.
Yeah, don't try to pull that crap around here.
Yeah, that's not gonna work out here either. every day you see truckers with their Trump flag and American flag all day long out here. You got guys that paint their trucks, got Trump on the trunk, and I'm like, man, I love Trump too, and I'm not paying him on my car.
No, I might have a Trump 2024 flag
right.
out in front, but my truck, I'm not putting
Yeah,
Trump
yeah,
all
yeah.
over it. He's not my god, I'll tell you that. I like the guy, I
Right,
do,
right.
but he's
People
not my
treat him
god.
bad. They do. They worship Trump out here. They worship him. They paint Trump on their cars and trucks, and I'm like, man,
I'm,
what happens?
I'm
What happens when he's done? You still gonna build your truck?
Hey, at least if I put a bumper sticker on there
I
and
can take it off.
I can take that sucker off, but
But if you painted on your car, your truck,
mm-mm.
it's there for good. Unless you
I
get
like you.
again.
I like you, brother, but not that much.
Right. But hey, man, there's a lot of strong patriotic people out here, man. And I love myself. I'm like, hey, we need you right now. We need to see real patriotic people for real. We need to see it because right now it's looking bad. It's like, dang,
Mm-hmm.
you don't love
And
your flag, you don't love your country no more. You don't.
yeah, I saw a TikTok video of this girl saying, I drove from point A to point B. I forgot where she was going, but she says I counted the flags in that 8-minute drive, and I saw 12 flags. I know there was more, but I counted 12. And isn't that worrisome? And I'm thinking, why would that be worrisome to see American flags?
Right.
I mean, we do live in America.
Right.
I'd be worried if I saw a Russian flag or a Cuban flag or something.
Right.
But if I see American flag, I'm,
What's sad now is I'm now seeing like more Ukraine flags in America.
Hey, I feel bad for those people.
I support them too. You know what I'm saying? I hope they do. Be able to keep their country. But yeah,
I'm not laying my life down for them.
no.
We ain't got no business over
We
there.
got a war here.
Yeah, we
got,
ain't
we
got
got
no
a homeless
business over there.
problem. We got a drug problem. We got a lot of problems here. We got war here that we need to solve.
That's right.
Both we go to Ukraine and all these other places, we have a whole war here that we haven't solved yet.
Shoot, man, I saw a show yesterday where this guy, he's ex-military and he has PTSD real bad.
Right.
And his wife took off because she was scared, but he's walking around the yard shooting his gun, threatening to kill himself and all this stuff. That's what we need to worry about. We need to worry about taking care of our veterans because
it's very important. Very important.
That's
one of the reasons why a lot of people not signing up now. They see what's going on. The veterans are being treated like crap.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, that's why the military is very short staffed.
Yep.
Oh
yeah, when you got like over in the UK, they decided that they're not going to use the term guardsman or rifleman anymore because it's not inclusive enough. And so if that's what you're worried about, I think you're going to lose the war because I don't believe China and Russia and all them care about pronouns.
Right.
Come on now.
Oh man, did we hit on all the news, brother? You got anything, man?
Well, I'm still trying to keep up with this whole deal. Them trying to arrest Trump again and charge him with insurrection, which I don't understand because they'd already, I believe, had a hearing about that, and it was already proven that he had nothing to do with it. But
right.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what went on.
Right. What do you think about the whistleblowers, man?
I just hope that they keep them alive.
Right. Do you believe them? You believe that story?
I do.
Yeah, I see a lot of people say, "Oh, they're liars. They just mad because they got fired." They ain't got fired. They just left. IRS. They have unions. It's hard to fire an IRS agent.
Well,
they quit.
They have whistleblower laws.
They quit.
Yeah. They have whistleblower laws. You cannot fire somebody for speaking up.
Right. Yeah, they have a union that protects them. So no, they
Mhm.
didn't get fired. They quit or
Can you
whatever they
blame
did.
them?
Either way, they're blowing the whistle on the Bidens. Yep.
Yep. So, what do you think about Marjorie Taylor Greene? Did you see what she tried to do?
No, I haven't kept up with her. What she got
Oh
going on?
man, when they were having their congressional hearings, she was trying to show pictures
Oh
that they
yeah.
got off the laptop,
Put
and
that
they're
shit
like,
away. Nobody want to see that.
"Yeah." Everybody, all the libs are like, "Hey, we don't need to see that
We don't
here."
need to see. We don't need to see you Hunter Biden walking around with his penis out.
Exactly. And somebody made the statement of, well, you're okay putting this kind of stuff in elementary schools and junior highs and stuff like that, but it's not appropriate in Congress.
Hey, right. So you feel offended now that I'm showing you pictures of your president's son naked with prostitutes.
No,
Sniffing
but
up cocaine off a chick's butt.
if it had been Don Jr., oh, they'd have been all about it.
Oh, it would have been over with. Trump would have been thrown out the White House, and it would have been a mess. But no, hey, whatever.
Yeah. It's really screwed up that it's taking this long to take action against the Bidens.
They can't be touched, man. They can't be.
No.
They got some kind of protection that they just can't be touched. I don't know what it is, but it's special. It's some strong protection. But you know what?
Yep.
What it is? If he goes down, others are going to go right with him, and that's what they're scared of.
That's what they're scared of.
Mm-hmm.
They try to.
If Biden goes away, others are going to go away too. That's what the problem is, and they don't want that to happen.
What's that guy's name that wears the bandana on his head all the time?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he got some kind of he has cancer, right?
I think so. I call him the gay
I
pirate.
forgot his name, but yeah. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I call him the gay pirate. But anyway, he's trying to say that that this is all a bunch of conspiracy, and we're just making stuff up.
Sir. You know there's dirt in the White House. There's dirt.
They try to say that, well, there's no proof and there's no receipts. It's like, we're showing it to you. What do you mean there's no receipts? The proof.
Hunter is buying prostitutes and porn on tax dollars.
Just because you've got a video of it doesn't mean it's proof.
So what else do you need, sir? Do you need him to see him catch him in action?
I mean, does he have to come right out in front of you and do it? Is that what it is?
And it's a mess, man. And it's good that they're bringing it to our attention. We already knew what they were doing, but unfortunately, if we get Biden, we're going to end up getting Obama. We're going to end up getting Hillary. We're going to end up getting a whole lot of other people, and then it's going to be a whole mess. And then people going to call it racism and white supremacy and all this other dumb shit. That's why it's not happening, ladies and gentlemen. Biden's not going nowhere. He's not. I don't see it happening. It'd be nice, but he's not. Because like I said, if he goes, Obama go, Hillary go, Bill go, a lot of people, Nancy goes, a lot of them go. They all go.
I bet you even George Bush.
It's called draining the swamp. And that's what they don't want. They don't want the swamp to be drained all the way.
Yep. I wouldn't doubt if it's George Bush too.
Oh yeah, Georgia did. All the Georges. Or should I say all the Bushes? Yeah. They in there. Oh yeah. They in there.
The dominoes will fall.
Yeah, they're in there.
I guarantee you. That's why they're so desperate to do anything they can to keep Trump from being reelected. Because they know once he gets in there, it's over.
He's going to go off. They tried every way they can to get him. Hey, y'all might have screwed up this time. Y'all did way too much. Y'all did too much.
the more they attack him, the more popular he gets.
And the stronger he gets, it seems like he gets stronger and stronger. I'm like, golly.
You watch Star Wars, right?
Oh yeah, I love it. Love Star Wars. The first one. I ain't like the other.
You remember when Obi-Wan Kenobi went to go fight Darth Vader on the Death Star?
Right.
And he says, if you strike me down, it's just going to make me more powerful.
Yep.
That's exactly what's happening.
Mm-hmm. And people are paying attention, ladies and gentlemen. People are seeing. They're like, why are they trying so hard to get rid of Trump?
Yeah, you know why.
Think about it. Think about it. You ain't got to think hard. But think about it. There's a reason why they're going after him so hard, because he is about to try his best to drain the swamp.
Amen.
And if he gets in office, I promise you, he's going to get rid of a lot of the swamp. Mark my words. I can put money on it. I can put money on it. If he gets elected, the swamp is going to be less full.
Well, you're going to see Congress just fall altogether.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot. I'm talking Democrats and Republicans. You're going to see a bunch of them fall.
We got some bad Republicans too. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We got some, and they're going to go right along with the rest of the trash. Yep. Yep.
I say take them.
Yeah, and let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Trump he's not a politician. Mm-mm. He's not. He's a businessman that wants to help America. He's not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. He's none of that. He just had to pick a side. And that's what he did. He picked a side. He said, let me pick the worst of the two. The least worst of the two.
The lesser of the two evils.
Yes, mm-hmm. He had to pick a side. And he picked Republican because the Republicans made more sense than join the Democrats. But he's not a politician. Yep. He's not. So stop calling him a politician. Oh, he's a politician. No, he's not.
Nope.
He's just a man that has a lot of money that, made smart moves. That's it.
All the things people have said through the decades about how they wish things would change in the government and it would get better. That's what would happen.
Exactly. But people didn't want to see it. They were too busy calling him a racist and still calling him a racist. It's ridiculous.
He's the worst racist I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really seen a real hard-nosed racist, but so I can't say. But I know he's not one, though. I know he's not. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're tired of us talking about the news, and you were like, okay, I came here for the juice. I came here for the damn topic.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's show, is it worse having a present-absent father than not having a present father at all? Huh.
Ask Hunter Biden's daughter that he won't recognize.
That he's not claiming. Right.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, I think it's worse having that absentee father at home. I really do. Because if you've never met him, then you don't know what you're missing.
There you go. There you go. I mean, both ways. I mean, both are hurting.
Oh yeah, both are horrible.
Both are suffering. But like my brother said, having a father in a home that's not paying any attention to you is worse than you not knowing who he is at all. If you don't have it, you don't miss it.
That's right. Because I had one.
Yeah. Tell some of your story, brother, and I'll tell some of mine, man. That way people be like, okay, this guy just talking shit.
Man, I mean, biblically speaking, we're supposed to respect our parents. And I shouldn't say anything bad, but if you want the honest truth, my father cared more about his work than he did about me or about his family in general. He was always off working. When, he had a job working for an air conditioning company, right? And then when he got off work there, he would go do side jobs and work till 10, 11 o'clock at night, whatever.
Right.
And it wasn't about him making money to take care of his family. He loved working so much, and
Mm,
he loved doing stuff for people.
mm.
I mean, a lot of the jobs that he did, he'd either break even or he'd lose money on because he didn't want to cheat other people, right?
Let me ask you a question before you too far. Do you think your father was happy at home when he came home?
Nope.
Mm,
I
mm,
remember my dad walking in, and he didn't eat all that often when he was at home.
mm.
And I mean, God bless my mother, but she's not a cook,
Okay.
and her idea of a home cooked meal was hamburger helper.
Mm,
So here's this big pot of hamburger helper sitting on the stove. My dad comes in, he looks at it, and he goes, "Mm," and then he just go to bed.
right.
So even when he was home, it was he was sleeping
Wow.
or hanging out in his room watching TV.
Right.
Didn't spend any time with the family. Never once came to one of my soccer games. Never once came to any of my football games.
Mm,
He didn't even bother to come to my high school graduation.
wow.
You know,
Wow.
when I was in junior high, they had an award ceremony, and I got a letter for academic achievement. You know,
Right.
because I was in the honor society.
Awesome.
Didn't come to that either. None of that stuff.
Wow.
And I got to the point where I just didn't care anymore. So when I got in high school, I just eked by. I was I was busy drinking and doing drugs, and
Right. Right.
you know, if I was going to spend time with my dad, it had to be working for him.
Mm,
So I'd work for him during the summer,
right.
but
Did that bring y'all? Did
90,
that bring y'all closer?
99% of the time I was left on a job to like put in the duct work and all that other
Right.
stuff, and he'd be off on another job fixing an air conditioner.
Wow. So that didn't
And
bring y'all closer.
nope, nothing seemed to bring us closer. We didn't we didn't watch ball games together. We didn't. I never once played catch with my dad.
Mm,
Nothing,
wow. Wow.
and it sucked, man.
Uh,
I just never felt like I was important, and
right.
so I looked for anywhere I could get attention. And where
Mm,
did I find my attention? But with the kids at school that were doing the
mm,
drugs and drinking
right.
and
Right.
getting
Right.
into trouble. And
Mm.
you know, when I started chewing tobacco, I was about 12, 13 years old.
Oh wow. Huh.
And when I was when I was working with him, I would take out my can and I'd dip right in front of him, and he never said a word. Didn't care.
Wow.
Um,
I
I
guess it's like okay, he's learning how to be a man without me.
I guess so. Now my mom would be furious.
I bet. Like, why don't
Well,
you say something to him?
well
No, he's learning how to be a man.
she'd find my can and she'd dump it out, and she'd yell at me and all that stuff. My dad never
Yeah.
said nothing. I'd I'd get drunk, and I know he could smell it on me. Never said
Right.
nothing.
Yeah. He thought you were learning how to be a man without him. So he was like,
Hmm.
I'm gonna let him be a man. Yeah. Not knowing
Yeah.
what kind of man you're turning into.
We got into an argument, and my dad was a lot bigger than me, so I was going to defend myself, and I grabbed a
Mm,
baseball bat, and
wow,
my
man.
mom yelled at me, and she's like, "Don't do that." And
Mm,
it hit me. You can't do something like that. So I
right.
turned. As soon as I turned around to put the baseball bat down, he grabbed me and he ripped the hair out of the back of my head.
Mm, mm, wow. Is your father still alive?
No, he ended his life back in '97.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah,
Did y'all
and
did you all get closer when you once you got older, or it was still nothing?
I tried.
Hmm.
There were a few times that we'd sit around and we'd talk, but for the most part, it never
It didn't. Yeah, it was
a
nothing there.
relationship. No.
Right,
You know,
right.
my mom, as soon as my little brother turned 18, my mom split.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn. You know what, brother? Now I know why we brothers, because we got the somewhat same story. I was like, damn, why does this story sound like mine? Oh man, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. My story is somewhat the same. You know what I'm saying? My father worked all the time. My father's still alive though. My father's still alive. It was he felt that his only job at home was to go to work, provide a home, make sure the bills are paid, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? I can pretty much count on one hand how many times I actually talked to my father, how many things I did with my father as a child. My father didn't tell me no birds and bees. He didn't tell me about what I need to do, what I need to stay away from. He didn't tell me about how to use condoms or none of that stuff. None of that.
Same.
So, yeah, he told me none of that. Now, like I said, my father worked all day, every day. He'll wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go to work, get to work at probably I'd say about 8, and don't come up about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning the next day. And that was the whole life. When he was off of work, guess what he was doing? He either was doing yard work or he was watching boxing. Now, mind it, during that time we were watching boxing, I watched with him. But guess how many conversations we had? 0.
Mm-hmm.
It was either we talking about boxing or we ain't talking about nothing at all. Nothing. I learned nothing from my father, and he was home. He was at the house. My father was not happy at home. He was not. I'll be honest with you, my father married my mother only because she was pregnant with me. I'm the firstborn. I have a brother too. That was the only reason. If my mother never got pregnant, I don't think my father would have ever even married my mother. Love my father to death. My father is still out in the streets doing who knows what. My father now is dating women younger than me. And I'm like, what are you doing? Sir, you're dating a woman younger than your son. And I'm like, man, do we ever grow up? So all this, so make it put it like this, ladies and gentlemen. I love my mother to death, but a lot of things my mother went through, she had to bit and tell me, because I was the oldest child. She bit into me like, son, I don't want you to be like your father. Your father's a cheater. Your father's doing this. Your father, I found receipts in his coat pocket. All that stuff. I was like, why is my mother telling me this for? I don't need to know this. I'm a child.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm older now, I know that what she was telling me was not a lie. Because I see it. There's no reason you're dating a woman younger than me. I'm 43. You're dating a woman in her 30s. And sir, you're almost 60. Actually, hold on. Oh, you 60? Anyway, you're old. You know, men are good with numbers. I'm trying to remember how old he is. Anyway, he's older than me. And he's dating women younger than me. And he's engaged to a woman younger than me.
Gee,
crazy. Now, mind, ladies and gentlemen, at my age I am now, me and my father gotten closer. But you know what? We still don't have a real conversation. Guess what we talk about? We talk about sports. We don't talk about, hey, Dad, why are you dating younger women? I want to know why he dates younger women. I want to know why. But I'm not. Is it appropriate? Is it appropriate to say, Dad, why are you dating all these younger women? You know I'm 43 and this stick right you dating is 38.
Now, let me say this. I can say that there were a few times that I can remember that I enjoyed being around my dad.
Yeah.
Now, the first time, I want to say I was around 4 or 5 years old, and my aunt and uncle were living in California, and we drove all the way to California and stayed with them. they took us to Disneyland, and we got to go to the San Diego Zoo and all that
Right.
while we were there. So I mean, that was fun. And then I guess I was around 10, 11 years old, and we made a trip up to Mahia, Texas, which is up around Dallas.
Right.
And he had a friend of his that he used to work with that he wanted to go visit. And anyway, I was out on a dock on this pond that they had, and I was out there fishing. Right,
Mm.
first time I'd ever been fishing,
Right.
but I was out there by myself, and I actually caught a fish, and I'm trying to reel it in, and I'm hollering because I'm excited.
Right.
He thought something happened, so he come running down there to make sure I didn't fall in. Or he's
Right.
like, "Oh, you caught a fish!" So he helped me get the fish in,
Right.
and then I don't remember what age I was at, but I was small,
Mm.
and he actually took me to work with him one day, and we'd stopped at a donut shop, and he bought me donuts that morning. That's like the best memories that I had.
Wow. Huh.
But
Yeah.
I would have traded so much just to him to have been there and cheered me on when I was playing sports, or
Right. Right.
you know
Yeah.
to to be proud of me because I graduated high school, and
Right.
you know
Right. Right. Right.
something.
And you know what, man? Our fathers, the way we grew up with our fathers, man. I would say, with mine, I kind of fell in that trap of thinking that's all I need to do as a father, just
Hmm.
provide, put a roof over their head, put food on the table. I fell in that same trap because
Yep,
that's
I
what
did
I was.
too.
I was shown. I was shown that all I need to do is work, put food on the table, pay the bills. That's it. There's nothing else.
That was
But I
me.
had to learn that this children need more than that. Children need a active, present father. They need a father that's going to talk to the child, be there for the child, go to PTA meetings, talk to them. So I had to learn this stuff much later. That, hold up, the way my father raised me or was in my life wasn't appropriate, wasn't right. There was a lot lacking. The best time I
Yeah.
had with my father was watching boxing, but like I said, it was quiet. There was no talking.
Hell, I would have took that.
There was no conversation. It was like watching with, like, pretty much watching it myself.
I got to working so many hours and not spending time at home. I started to really think about that's the exact same stuff that my father was doing.
Mm,
So whenever we switched to working uh, 4 tens a week,
right.
and then I'd have Fridays off.
Mm,
I would go up to the school, to the elementary school, and they would let you eat lunch with your kids. So I'd,
right.
go buy them McDonald's or something
Yes.
like that and sit up there with them. And then during the summertime, I would take them down to the creek and
Mm,
take them perch fishing.
right.
I mean, at least it was something that they could enjoy doing
Mm,
that we could do together. And I
right.
tried to be there for all their school events. If they sang it for a Christmas special or something, I'd be there because I didn't want to be my father, but I
Mm,
found myself being more and more like him all the time.
mm. I hear you, brother.
And
Let me ask the audience a question. I see we
yeah,
got a few members of the audience. Let me ask y'all a question. Leave a comment in the comment section. Are men able to be productive fathers without being raised by one? I would say yes and no. I would say yes and no. Like I said, I had to learn how to be a productive father,
hmm
even though I had one in home. My father was not in was there, but not physically in my life. He didn't show me how to be a man. We didn't have no conversations. We didn't talk about birds and bees. You know, the first condom I got. Guess what? First condom I got. Who gave my first condom? My
probably one of your
grandfather.
friends. Oh,
No,
your
my grandfather.
grandfather, really? Really?
My grandfather gave my first condom at the age of 8. I don't know why I thought I was humping around at 8. grandpa was the first one to give me a condom. Now I'm like, Grandpa, what is this? He said, this is what you use when you about to get frisky with a girl. At that time, I wasn't even thinking about sex. So I just put her on my dress in the bedroom. I remember this so clear. My mom saw it, and she was like, "Where you get this from?"
I never got the talk. I wouldn't have. Man, I thought it was a balloon.
My mom found that shit on my dresser, and she's like, "Where you get this from?" I said, "Grandpa." She got so hot. I said, "Why you so mad for, Mom? What is it?" She said, "You shouldn't be having this." I said, "Oh man, I got Grandpa in trouble." But that was the first time I had any kind of experience or talk about sex. My grandfather brought it up.
You know, we had sex ed when I was in high school.
You got a conversation.
Up until that point, I had never had a talk with anybody about sex.
Let's see here. Has the expectations of fathers changed over the years? Oh, good question. Yes. The expectations have changed over the years. Yes, I think so. What do you think, brother?
I think so because awareness has been brought up when you look at like television and things like that. I think the way they portray a father and how he's supposed to be with his children, I think that has changed the expectations. Whereas back in the day, our parents, when they were kids and going back, it was all about work. That's what the father was expected to do, just work.
Right. Yeah.
And when you started seeing TV shows with these families, and how they interacted with their kids, and then taking them fishing or taking them to ball games and stuff, I think that made people more aware. And with drugs and gangs and all that kind of stuff, I think that at least for a nuclear family,
right,
there's that expectation that you need to be there for your kids so they don't get caught up in all that stuff. So, but with the government and all their programs, welfare and all that,
right,
the incentive is to get rid of the father.
Get rid of the father. You're right. There you go.
And now the narrative is you don't need a man.
Right.
And so we're losing our families. It's like I cannot believe that they say that having a family, a mother, a father, and children is white supremacy.
You're right. Having a family, losing weight. The list goes on. I was like, losing weight is white supremacy. I was like, damn, I can't work out.
being at work on time or being anywhere on time is white supremacy.
It's crazy. It is crazy, but great question. Yes, the expectations have changed over the years. I think, like I said, my grandfather, which is my father's father, I'm talking about. Yes, my father's father, he did a lot of working too. He worked, he provided, he put a roof over the head, put food on the table, but he wasn't active in his children's lives either. So my father learned from his father.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did the same thing with me.
Yeah.
The same exact thing, because he didn't know. He didn't know no better. But guess what? Eventually that curse has to be broken. That has to be broken. You got to say, you know what? This ain't right. I need to be actively in my child's life. I need to talk to my son. I need to talk to my daughter. I need to be there for my daughter. I need to go to PTA meetings. I need to talk to them. Yeah, but I had to learn that after the fact. Be honest with you, I learned this maybe 10 years ago. I'm 34 now. 43. I'm sorry, 43. About 10 years ago, I actually woke up and said, you know what? Something's not right. Something's not right. Let me go to this. Let me go next. Let me see what the comment says. Anyone could do anything if they are willing to acknowledge their flaws and learn to do better.
That's right.
Yes.
You know, it's funny because this morning I woke up around, I guess it was about 2 o'clock, and that's when my brain seems to turn on and I can't shut it off.
Mm,
And I was thinking about all those years that I spent drinking and doing drugs, just being screwed up all the time,
mm,
and how that ruined my family. You know, I contributed to the downfall of my family big time. And my father's father, who I only got to meet once, and that was just before he passed away, they had a very toxic relationship.
mm,
In fact, one day my dad tried to leave home, and my
mm.
grandfather shot him with a shotgun.
Wow.
And my dad had bullet holes all over him where he got shot. I don't know how he survived, but he did.
Crazy.
And my grandfather was an alcoholic,
Mm,
and I have to be the one to break that family curse.
right.
You know, that's why I
Right.
try to spend as much time with my
Yeah,
kids and my
there you
grandkids
go.
as I can.
There you go, brother. There you go, man. Yeah, you was talking about, man, how one time you and your father got into a got wanted to get well, you wanted to get a little physical with your dad.
Hmm.
Did you or you didn't?
I didn't.
Oh,
When
okay.
my mom yelled at me and she said, "Not, don't do that. Put it down."
Mm,
I thought twice about it, and I turned to go put the bat down. And as soon as I
right.
turned around, he grabbed me, and
Wow. Well, good for you, brother. I had got physical with my father. I think I was about maybe 17 or 18 years old. And it was like, no, it had to be before. No, it was 17, 18 years old. Well, this time, I can't get my ass beat. I can't get beat at 18. You can't beat my ass at 18. So
hmm
my father decided that he wanted to be, he wanted to put his hands on me, like he wanted to actually fight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I lost it. I was like, you know what, dude? Every time you want to talk to me or do something to me, it's when you're trying to discipline me. So
hmm
I grabbed my father and I slammed him like Hulk Hogan. I did. And I actually, while I'm talking about this, I need to apologize to my father because I haven't told my father I was sorry for that. I should have never did that. But it's like, dude, only time you want to get in my face or anything is to discipline me. Any other time, I don't exist. It's only to beat my
hmm
ass. And at that, I was just done with it. I was like, I am done with it. And I did. I slammed my father, and it was horrible. And then I left, and then that's when I left home. I left home. I got married and tried to escape my whole life, and that only thing that happened was, guess what? I left one abusive home or one dysfunctional home and went to a whole nother dysfunctional home that I created for myself.
Yep, myself.
So ladies and gentlemen, it's let me say this to the ladies. It's very important that you tell your men that you're with, if you're going to stay with them. I hope that you do stay with the men that you have children with, that they need to be in their children's lives.
Yeah.
Not just provide a roof over their head, not just put food on the table, that they actually need to physically be in their lives. Talk to your children, play with your children, go to PTA meetings with your children, go to graduation with your children. Those are the things that children need to be able to have a full functional childhood and adulthood. Believe me, if I would have had a strong father that was in my face, talking to me, telling me the birds and the bees, I probably would have made a lot of decisions, fucked up decisions I made as a young adult, as a teenager.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Let me see what else we got here. We got another comment. Let's see. You got. It says, if you're not careful, you will carry on the cycle as Jesse. Oh, you mean are you talking about Jesse Lee Peterson? Says you became what you become what you hate. Yes, indeed. Yes. If you are not careful, you will carry on that cycle. Yes. I'm just
Yep,
me. Thank you
I
so much for
was.
tuning in. You are definitely one of our fans. You come on regularly.
Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
you will carry on that cycle. Yes, you will. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, I had to break it. I had to look deep inside and see that I'm just like my father. And
hmm
I don't want to be like my father. I want to be better than my father.
Have you ever heard that Harry Chapin song, "Cats in the Cradle"?
I've heard that. Yes, I've heard that.
Yeah, Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon, Little Boy Blue, and Man in the Moon.
Right,
When you coming home, son? I don't know when. We'll get together
right.
then. Every
Yes.
time I hear that song now, I tear up, man,
Wow, man.
because the songs like I found out my son grew up just like me.
Mm,
You
right.
know, he's always like, I want to be just like you, Dad, and he's like, he did because now he doesn't have time for me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I don't want to be that dad,
Right. No,
but I'm.
no, no.
It
Yeah.
makes me proud to see my daughter spend as much time with her kids as she does.
There
She
you
spends
go.
way more time with her kids than I did with mine.
Mm, there you go. Women need to make it peaceful for men to raise their. Oh,
Oh, hell yeah.
yes. Women need to make the home peaceful for men to raise their kids. Yes, that is a big thing too. Like that's why I
Yep.
was asking my brother. I said, was his father happy when he came home? Was he happy at home? My father was not happy at home. He was not.
Nope.
He probably would have took on another job if he could, just so he not to
Hey,
be at home at all.
and if I can say this to you parents, you have no business letting your kids in on what's going on between you and your spouse.
No, no. Oh my God. Whew.
Because my ex, she would tell my kids, that I was this abusive person, and she would literally tell them after I would take them on my day off, I would take the day to clean the house,
Right.
because it'd be a disaster. She
Mm.
didn't do any, she just quit doing housework. So I would spend
Right.
my day off and I'd have the place spotless.
Mm.
After about 5 minutes, the kids are destroying the
Turned
place.
up
I'm like,
all over.
why do
Right.
y'all keep doing this?
Right.
My ex was telling them to do that. She was telling them to do everything they could to piss me off so I would leave.
Wow. I believe it. Yep.
That's not the way you raise your
No.
kids.
No, it's not. Yeah. Hey, that was perfect. Yes. Make it peaceful for men. Yes. It, if a man, if okay, for instance, okay, if a man says to the woman, "I want you to stay home, be there for the kids. I'll go home and go to work and provide and all that." The woman's job is to keep that house peaceful.
Yep.
Keep it peaceful. If a man comes home to a dirty house after breaking his back and spending hours, slaving and all that, come home to a dirty house, kids not asleep, no food, no food in the microwave, nothing. That's not peaceful.
Nope.
That's not. That's showing that you're not even appreciative. And then and then the man come home and you want to bitch and moan about your day. Oh, the kids have been doing this and blah 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 blah. You're not there for the kids and woo 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 woo, and you don't appreciate. The man is gonna go back to work.
Well, if all you do is as soon as your spouse walks in the door and you start telling them, the kids did this, the kids did that, you need to go take care of it. That's all the kids are going to know of you is that you're coming to beat their butt.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let's
that's
see.
not the way it should be either.
It says women do that to get the kids on their side. Yeah. They
They
need to
do.
monitor when they're alone with the children.
Hey, I'll say this.
Hey, you know what? That's a good idea. Hey, fellas, put a camera in the house to monitor what your girlfriends, baby mothers, wives are doing with the kids.
Yep. I'll say this. I'm not going to claim to be the best husband or the best father in the world.
Right.
And as much as I couldn't stand my ex when we split, I didn't badmouth her, and I didn't let the kids badmouth her
Mm,
because I'm like, that's your mama. You respect your mama.
right.
The wife needs, or the mama needs to do the same thing.
Mm,
You should be on the same page. And then,
right.
since you're parenting from two different homes, you both need to be on the same page when it comes to discipline the kids and all that stuff.
Right.
Don't if I get on to the kids for doing something they shouldn't be doing, don't turn around and coddle them and say, "Oh, don't listen to him." Let me go buy you a toy or new
Right.
clothes or something and make it. No, if the kids do something wrong, you both should be on the same page
There you
and
go.
stand firm.
Mm.
Don't act like you're they're just mean. They're just
Right.
mean. Don't do that.
Right. Right.
I don't care if you hate each other.
Right.
Don't do that to your kids.
Right. Right. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm after this show. I'm gonna actually go apologize to my father for what I did when I was 17, 18, because you know what? I was like, man, I don't even think I asked for I don't think I told my father sorry for that situation. So I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna tell him sorry for that. I should never did that. That was very, very I could actually hurt my father when I did that. I could have actually hurt him. I could have paralyzed. I could have paralyzed my father. How would I live with that?
Well,
So yeah, I'm gonna actually do that. I'm gonna tell him sorry for that, man.
You're blessed because you still have your father to apologize to.
Right. Yes. And he has a birthday coming up, and before his birthday comes, I'm gonna definitely apologize to him.
Jeez. I'm 6 years older than what my father was when he died.
Wow. Huh.
Yep.
Well, you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you something, man. At least you're a better father. You didn't follow your father's footsteps. You became a better man.
It took,
and I'm pretty sure, man, he's looking down on you and he's proud of you, man. I know he is. I'm sure he is. I'm pretty sure he is.
for all the things I did wrong, Dad. If you're listening to me, I'm sorry.
There you go,
and
brother.
I'm sorry that I've done nothing but badmouth you. I know you didn't have.
It wasn't bad mouthing, man. You know what, man? A lot of times, even though you didn't physically tell him. I mean, we know we're not the best, man. We know we don't do the everything according to how things should be. We make a lot of mistakes, and what you did right now, man, you was honest, and people need to hear honesty, man. People need to know, they're not the only ones going through it. And I was honest too. I said what I went through. It's all about on this show. We teach. We get into our lives. We tell you what we went through so that you all can see and do better. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let's see. We see what it says here. It says we should apologize for presenting them. Also purchase. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very important to apologize.
My dad didn't have a good example to follow either. So
right. Yeah.
I guess I can't really fault him for that, but
right. Yeah, he didn't know no better. Like my father didn't know no better. He didn't. He did. He did what his father did with him. The same exact thing.
I mean, he must have done something right because I'm not that person. He put something in me to want me to not be like that.
There you go. Yep. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important, especially for you ladies that get involved with men, to try to keep them in house, and it's also to tell them what you need from them, because a lot of us men, we grow up in situations like this. We grow up with fathers that only thought they only had to do was provide. So it's important that you let men know, like, look, I love you, I need you, I want you to be a part of your children's lives. Go to PTA meetings, play basketball with them, talk to them. Stuff like that, because if you don't tell them, like I said, a lot of us men come from homes where our fathers thought only thing they had to do was provide.
Yeah. Be a good example to your children.
Yes. And if you do that, your children have a much productive childhood and young adulthood, and so on and so on. And so, yeah, I'm providing that real father figure for my children. My daughter's now grown; she's on her own, doing her thing. But my son is 10 or turned 11, and I'm showing him what it's like to be a real father, a real man, so that when he goes out there, he knows he has children, how to be a real father, how to be a real man, so that he don't have to go through what I had to go through growing up. Yep. And that's it. That is it. So, so to answer today's question, having a present absent father, yes, is a lot worse than having a present father because without not having a present father is worse. Yes, because if you don't know what a father look like, it's nothing to miss. It's nothing to miss. Now, not having one is also bad too, because all boys should have a father figure. All girls should have a father.
Yep.
They should have something there.
You know, when somebody invents something, you know, they have whatever they've created. Somebody later on come along and they will improve on that. And that's the same thing when you're a good example to your children. They see what you have created,
Right.
and they will try to improve on that. So they'll be even better parents.
There you go. There you go. See, I'm just me. Just said my dad was the same. Simply paid bills, no raising. He couldn't raise because my mother wouldn't allow him to have a voice to make decisions. Wow,
That's messed up, man.
So look, it's a cycle. Everybody, it's a cycle. It's a cycle, and the cycle needs to be broken. Men need to be more physically in their children's lives. Not just paying bills, not just going to work, not just putting food on the table. Be active. And like I said, mothers, you got to make the job easy for men. You got to make it easy. You can't do all the raising. You can't raise a man. Women can't raise men. You can't teach a boy how to be a man, ladies. You can't. And same way I can't teach a girl how to be a girl. You can't.
Exactly.
They need mamas, they need daddies, they need both. And now we're just one parent households, and that's no go. That's no good. No good.
My best advice is if you have children, be a good example. If you don't have children, don't bring any into this world that we're living in right now.
Yeah, brother, you said it perfectly. If I could do it, if I was right now, no. We got way too many problems. I would not want my children to be in this mess.
Nope. I love my children, and I am blessed to have my children.
Yes, but not with this mess.
I wished I had never brought them into this world that they have to deal with, because it's going to get worse after we're gone.
Yes, it's getting worse, brother. It's getting worse every day. Getting worse every day. So yeah, so like my brother said, man, if you don't have no kids yet, think about it. Do you want them in this craziness? You gotta raise your children you gotta raise your children to be grown before they turn grown. You gotta teach about sex and pronouns and
yeah, it's
too much.
Stupid.
It's too much. It's too much. I should have to teach my son about pronouns and the LGBTQ and transgenders and gays and lesbians. I didn't learn about none of that stuff until I hit like damn high school. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really learn it then either. Until I walked into the world as a grown man and I said, oh, what is that? And I was like, oh shit, that's a trans. I didn't know that was, I didn't know it was a thing. And I learned about this in the military as a grown damn man. Let me tell you something, brother. It's funny, right? It's a funny story. I was stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And I didn't even know what the rainbow flag meant. So there was a club right near the base called the Spectrum. And the sign said Spectrum in the rainbow colors. And I was like, oh, okay, I've never been to this club before. Let me go in there and check it out. So I go in there, and there's a bunch of women in there. Well, I thought they were women.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
I found out I was in the LGBTQ community club. I was like, oh no. Please don't let nobody see my car in the parking lot. Now, man, I had a bright orange Camaro, so I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna stick out like a thumb. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we live in a crazy world right now. Crazy world. But fellas, please, talk to your kids. Be there for your children. Be there for your daughters. Be there for your sons. And if you have to, I'm not saying you gotta be there and raise your kids with your baby mother and all that, but you gotta be there. Some kind of way, some kind of form, you have to be there. You have to.
Yeah.
Take your kids away from home. Like, look, we're going to go away from home. We're gonna have some good time, we're gonna talk, whatever. But you gotta be there for your kids. Because right now there's a lot of men and women out here lost because they come from broken homes.
You need to be an example. You need to bring your children up in the ways of the Lord, and don't let media and social media
raise your kids.
Music, the schools, the government, don't let them raise your children.
Yes,
you raise your children.
Raise your kids. Yes.
After the video that I saw, I think it was in Canada. There's these Muslim kids, and their parents kept them home when they had a Pride Day at school. And the teacher the next day started scolding all these Muslim kids, telling them how disappointed she was and that it was disrespectful and homophobic and all this stuff for them not to be there on Pride Day. And she tries to tell them, oh, well, I respect everyone. And and the kids are telling them, it's not that we don't like them. We just don't support that.
Right.
And she says, well, you're wrong for that. And they're like, but this is our religion.
Right. So you're telling my faith is wrong?
So you're saying you respect me and you respect my religion, but you don't actually respect me or my religion. Right. And she's trying to tell the kids, well, you need to teach your parents, that they need to do. I'm like, what?
Oh, so I'm going to get beat.
I'm going to go home and I'm going to tell my parents, oh, my teacher says that you need to think this way. Man, I'd have gotten the snot knocked out of me.
Right. Hey, Ma, our faith is wrong.
And to me, I felt like the Muslims were being respectful because they did just because they didn't show up.
Exactly.
If they had shown up and they had protested, then maybe you could consider that disrespectful.
There you go, but they didn't.
But they didn't. They were trying to be peaceful about it, and they just didn't come to school. And you can't fault them for their religion.
Right. Wow. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry we went over our time. We usually do.
Well, anyway, ladies
and gentlemen, it was a great show. Hope y'all learned something today. Hope you did. Hope the men out there learned something. Hope the women that watch learned something. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all so much. But I want y'all to do me a favor. I want you to please go over and subscribe right now. Go like, share, and subscribe to the Vibes Broadcast. My brother Coyote. Great content, good vibes. Like I said, man, he gave great content. Life coaches, musicians, you name it, he got it. Paranormal activity, he got the juice over there. So if you need some mental healing, physical, emotional healing, go over there to the Vibes Broadcast, my brother Coyote. Also, please go also subscribe to my brother, Mr. Masculinity, Nico Lagan. He comes on every Tuesday with us. And he brings the masculinity, ladies and gentlemen. He brings it. So if you got some boys, you got some husbands, you got some baby fathers, you got some feminine men neighbors, tell them to go check out Nico Lagan. For you ladies that are single mothers and you don't know how to get your boys in line and show them how to be masculine, Nico Lagan is the one for you. So hey, that's my good brother. He preaches masculinity and he does a great job at it. I learned from him, and I'm sure your children and your husbands, your baby fathers, can too. Sure. Anyway, also, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for subscribing and liking and commenting on our show. We appreciate you. Once again, turn your notifications on. Please turn them on. Also, don't be scared to come on the show live with us.
Yes, please.
Don't be scared. I leave the link in the comment section. Hit the link. You'll come in. We'll let you in. and we can talk to you loud, see how you look. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Agree
worry,
or disagree?
we're not the most attractive men. We're not that attractive, okay? We're not models. Don't feel ashamed. Come on, let me see a pretty face. Come on, everybody's beautiful to somebody. Come on, let's see your face. You know, come on the show. We'll talk to you. We'll respect you. Respect what you say. You can say our opinion's stupid. It's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna respect what you say. Respect what I say, and we move on. That's it. That's how it operates. Freedom of speech.
That's right.
Yes, I get to say what I get to say. My brother get to say what you got to say, and then you can say what you got to say. That's called freedom of speech. I won't bash you. My brother won't bash you. And at the end of the show, we'll say, you know what? Thank you so much for your opinion. And that's it. That's how it works. That's it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back Monday, 9 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Central Time. And, brother, you got any final words for close out?
Oh, 11 a.m. Central Time. That'd be 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah. I will have the interview that I did yesterday with Mr. Rick Levy, who is currently with the group The Box Tops.
Okay.
His old band, The Limits, they released a song that one of the bandmates found tucked away in a closet all the way back from 1975.
Wow.
So, great song. It's about him and his wife losing a baby.
Oh, wow.
And it's called Rachel. So it's a very touching song. So check out the interview. It was a great talk. And also, please, as he said before, like, subscribe, share, all those great things.
Yes, yes.
You guys are a blessing to us. You have no idea.
I'm just me. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I know, bring your life and your questions. Appreciate it. It's good to know that you know what I'm saying. We're not the only ones that have dealt with this issue, that you have too as well. And your questions were perfect.
Yeah, your support, it means a lot to us. You have no idea what that means to us. And we like to know that we're helping somebody out there. So let us know, send us a private message if you want and say, thank you for opening my eyes, or if you just want to say you don't agree with us, that's fine.
Right. Whichever. It's fine with me. And like I said, I'll listen. I'll take it in. I might not like it, but I'll listen and I'll take it in. I might comment back, but I'll be respectful when I comment back. I'll respectful. I'm not gonna call you out your name, none of that.
Hey, maybe we can meet in the middle.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it. But like I said, either way, man, I love you either way. Either way, I love you either way. Anyway, brother, I'm gonna close like I always do, man. I love you like a fat boy love cake.
Yeah, me too, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, ladies and gentlemen. Love y'all. Love every last one of you. Please be safe this weekend. Be there for your children. Love your children. Protect your children. Love each other. Love your baby mothers. Love your baby fathers. Love your wives. Love your husbands. Love your neighbors.
And please send money.
100%.
And please send money.
Oh yeah. If you feel in your gut that you just want to drop a couple dollars, feel free. Even though I don't got my cash up, but if you feel the need to, I will put in the conversation like, hey, what's your cash up? I'll drop it for you to drop something in there. Same thing as Coyote. If you say, hey, I want to give something to Coyote, I will say, hey, look, Coyote, somebody want to drop some dollars to you. Let me get your cash up.
This content is free for y'all.
Yes.
You don't have to give anything.
No cash app. I don't ask for no PayPal. I don't do none of that. None of that. Because guess what? I how can I put it? I don't do this for money. I don't. I do this for out of my heart.
I lose money doing this. Let's put it that way.
Oh, wow. See, and my brother lose money doing this. He lose money doing this. So he doing it out of the kind of his heart. See?
For 3 years, I have lost money doing it. Well, actually, going back to my paranormal show days, 5 years. I have.
Wow. Wow.
I'm not making anything doing it. I'm losing money, but I still feel like the message needs to get out there. But you know,
There you go. There you go. So look, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You all these other channels you go and you see PayPal and pay all kind of stuff, Cash Apps, and we're not like that. But if you feel in your heart that you want to drop some to us, thank you so much. Feel free. Like I said, I'll drop my Cash App and my brother's Cash App. If you feel the need that you want to, bless the channel, that'd be much appreciated. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much. We appreciate you. We love you. Be safe. And until next time, we'll be back Monday. Brother, love you, man. Love you like a fat boy love cake, man. All right, we out here, ladies and gentlemen.
Unknown, there's pain inside. We'll figure it out. We'll take the time. My heart feels light. I know that I'm okay. Then I realize that nothing hasn't changed. The weight of the world was tearing up my life. Now it's making sense that it's all in my mind. I'll see you in the morning. I'll say to you, come on, let's talk, just me and you. Something's going on, there's pain inside. We'll figure it out, we'll take the time. I'll see you in the morning.